double checking that the sound and everything looks good. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. Okay, cool. So this is very exciting. This is our first Sunday where we have two different services going on now that we can utilize the dining room here. So children's service is here today in the dining room, and then adult service is down in the densho. Unfortunately, we can only live stream one service at a time right now, and so this is the one we're streaming. Okay. So if we're ready to go, service will begin with the ringing of the kansho by Yuya Kusu. Namandavs, 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 namandavs. Sutra chanting of... On? Oh, there we go. Okay. Sutra chanting of Juseige. Found on page 23 of the orange, or 21 of the orange service book, or on your handouts. Gagon chosegan hishimu jodo shigan fumanzok sefu joshogak gao muryoko fui dai seshu fusai shomingu sefu joshogak gashi jobundo Yosho chojipo kukyo mishomon sefu josho ga ryogujin shonen joe shubongyo shigumu jodo isho tenning shi jinrigi endaiko fushomu saido shoujo san kumyo kosai shuyakunan kaiichi egen meshi konmoan eisogu shoakudo sudazen shumon ko 相乗満足いよろじぽ日願主樹期天候不言一種解放像公正苦毒法上大主従世法ししく供養一切物具足主徳恩元年心上満徳一三害を女分無下地スダン未武将願学エリ投資最小尊志願や国家大戦を感動国書天人と鎮よけナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくどく平等せいさいお本菩提心お上あんらこナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスOkay. Well, how's everyone doing? I forgot how hard it is to do service by yourself when nobody, like, you have to do everything. So a lot of props to Sensei. Sensei gets it done. But now, please remain seated for the Gatha, Light of Wisdom, our favorite new Gatha. Followed by the Golden Chain. The light of wisdom. nice song. Okay, golden chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namon Dabs, Namon Dabs, Namon Dabs. Okay. I'm going to grab this so that I don't have to like crane my neck to look over at those slides. But good morning, everyone, again. Thank you for attending this children's service with me today. So today for my talk, I thought I'd talk about a question. Next slide, please. Sorry. Once again, it's just Alex and I running all of service, and so thank you for bearing with us. But the question that I thought we'd talk about today, now that we're coming back to temple, we're having services, is what should you bring to service? Next slide, please. So there are 2 items that you should bring to service with you every Sunday. This talk was a request from Ayano-san to remind everybody, but does anybody know what the 2 items you should bring to service with you every Sunday is? Okay, yes, Yuya. Nenju, correct, and? Oh, no. Yuya? Yes, Monto Shigisho. Those are the 2 items that you should be bringing with you every Sunday. So today I thought we'd talk about what both of these items are and why we bring them. So let's start with onenju. So what is onenju? So onenju, like so, are Buddhist meditation beads that we use during service when we gasho. They are held or worn on your left wrist. So nen means mindful thinking and ju means beads. And I think it was last week or a couple of Sundays ago when Sensei mentioned when we gasho, we put our hands together here. Does anyone remember the angle at which we gasho? Okay, Nathan is showing me fingers in the back, but yes, it's 45 degrees. So when we gasho raihai and we go down, we bend at 45 degrees, and our hands at the bottom are parallel to the floor, if you know what parallel means. Maybe that's a grade school mathing. Anyways, so this is onenju. But when I was growing up, a lot of times we called them ojuzu. And so in other Buddhist traditions, these are called ojuzu and not onenju. And what juzu means is counting beads. Because part of other Buddhist sex traditions, they count the beads when they're chanting or reciting a mantra. And so sometimes if you go and visit another Buddhist temple and you see up when they're chanting, you'll see them sort of thumbing through their beads as they're reciting sutra or mantra. But this is not a practice of our Jodo Shinju tradition, and so we refer to them as nenju, or meditation beads instead. And onenju has 3 types of beads: child, parent, and then the Buddha bead. And so most Tonnenju like this will have different colors for your beads, if you can see this, or on the image on the screen. The bottom bead is referred to as the Buddha bead. The 2 side beads that are normally a different color or shape are the parent beads, and then all of these around are the child beads. Next slide, please. So each bead represents our lives all connected together to the Buddha Dharma, and this represents the interconnectedness of all beings. So sometimes what you'll see in services, you'll see that Sensei has a very long onenju. And so that is a formal onenju, which has 108 beads. So this is something that I took from the Midwest Buddhist Temple's website. And so why does the formal nenju have 108 beads? So this is a lot of math for a Sunday morning, so I apologize, but this is what it means. So we have 5 senses: sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. Those 5 senses plus consciousness equals 6 senses. Each of those 6 senses can be perceived as good, bad, or neutral. So 6 times 3 is 18. Each of those 18 good, bad, and neutral senses can in turn be designated as positive or negative. So 18 times 2 is 32. And then each of those 32 positive or negative, good, bad, and neutral senses that occur in our past, present, and future, all collectively is 108. So the number 108 therefore represents the 108 human passions, or bonno, our blind passions. And the onenji reminds us that we as humans are often rolling in these 108 passions. In our Buddhist tradition, we call upon the Buddha's teachings, the Dharma, as well as our community, the Sangha, to help us overcome these blind passions. And so the beads, beads strung together, interconnectedness, everything that is in our onenju is representative of something in our Buddhist teaching. Next slide. So there's many types of onenju, and typically during a service, we see 3 different types. So the first that we most probably often see is a wrist onenju. This is my wrist onenju. We got it in Japan. It's made of lava rocks. But a wrist onenju is more or less just jewelry that you wear every day. And I was always taught that these shouldn't be used during a service. They're more just, accessory. This is called a tannenju, or a single looped nenju. And this is the sort of everyday onenju that we use during regular services. So this is the type of onenju that you should be bringing with you on Sunday. And then the double sort of onenju I was talking about earlier is called a futawa onenju, and that is a formal onenju used by ministers during special services. And this is the onenju that has 108 beads. It has very large tassels. This is like our formal nenju that we only see come out for like honko, services like that. So the tan nenju is the nenju that you should be bringing with you on Sunday. Okay, next is care of your own nenju. So this is the one that every minister talks about all the time because it's very important. So you should treat your nenju with respect at all times. The number 1 rule of an onenju is it is not a toy. It is not to be played with. It's supposed to be kept and held respectively. So at home, it should be kept in a safe place, such as a drawer near your family obutsudan. I keep my onenju in this onenju bag that I got. If you're lucky, you can buy onenju bags from Bachan's Closet. Here's my shameless plug number 1 of this Dharma talk. And my advice is try keeping all of your service items together in one place so it's easy to bring to temple so that you don't forget anything. And so I also do that because my onenju bag sits in this case that I bought. It has my Monto Shikisho in it. It has my service book in my onenju bag. And I keep this in a cabinet by my door so that every Sunday when I'm leaving to go to temple, I open the closet to get like my coat and then I grab this. Albeit I did forget it this morning and I had to go back home, but no one's perfect. But that it's still in one thing, and I always know where it is because a lot of times, you're rushing, you don't know where things are, you don't have time to like search for stuff. So keep it in a good, safe spot so you'll remember. And that is onenju. Any questions on onenju? If not, we're gonna move to shikisho. Okay, what is a monto shikisho? So a monto shikisho is a member or followers like kesa or okesa, which is worn by lay members or people that are not ministers. Okesa are modeled after the robes that the Buddha wore. So the word monto refers to followers of, what's supposed to be of, not or, followers of the Nembutsu teaching. And then shikisho is the official emblem with the crest of the Honganji, which is the Sagare Fuji. So as you look around the room, you'll see that many people are wearing their shikisho. And this symbolizes our membership in our Sangha. So if you see other people in Japan, you know that they belong to the same school as we do. School. So their mother temple and their tradition is the same as ours. Other traditions of Buddhism may have a different crest there that helps represent them. So this is sort of our symbol that we are in one Sangha together. And so the most about wearing shikisho, this is the thing that I think most people get wrong, is there is a proper way to wear your monto shikisho. And so I'm going to demo with mine. So you'll notice on the back of your shikisho, we have the Sagari Fuji crest. So this crest, when you put it on, should be facing this way, like down. So not like this, like this. So when you put it on, you want to make sure that the Sagari Fuji crest, if you can see this, is facing upright like that. Okay, I'm going to fold it up. Okay. Next slide. So types of okesa too. So just like with onenju, we typically see three different types of kesa during services. So monto shikisho is worn by lay members. As you can see, this woman on the left side of this picture is wearing. Then what a minister typically wears is called a wagesa, or a looped kesa. And this is worn by ministers during everyday services with their fuho. And the fuho is like the black robe I think Sensei's wearing right now. And then for more formal services, what you have is a gojo gesa. And a gojo gesa is the formal kesa worn by ministers during special services, and they wear that over a different type of robe called a kokue, which it's whenever you see Sensei, he has those really long sleeves, and he has like a very long like hakama, that's the kokue. And so these three images represent the three different types of kesa that we typically see in our Jodo Shinshu tradition, starting with what we wear every day to what our ministers wear. Okay, next slide. So now designs. So just like with onenju, shikisho can have many designs, but typically, in my experience, most of them have patterns of nature or they have some geometric pattern on them. And the cool thing about Monto Shikisho is a lot of those designs are linked to different organizations or temples, or they're made special for a special event or service. So this brown shikisho that I've been using throughout this entire presentation is the 850th anniversary of Shinron's birth and 800th anniversary of the establishment of Jodo Shinshu commemorative Monto Shikisho. The one on the right is the Federation of Buddhist Women's Association 2019 World Conference that was held in San Diego. It has poppies on it, as well as you can see, the shapes are actually the outline of the Golden Gate Bridge to represent the city in which the conference was. And so here's two examples of some custom shikisho, but they go even more detailed. So if we go to the next slide, so Reverend Yuki, minister at the Sacramento Betsuin in California, recently posted a picture on Facebook of his collection of wagesa. And many of them mean different things. So as you saw, we had the Women's Association Kesa, we have the 850th commemorative. The purple okesa with dragons is when the current Monshu was installed as our new Gomonshu, and so that was made specifically for that. The wagesa on the very end is the kaikyoshi wagesa, so every kaikyoshi or resident minister overseas has that one. So you'll see Sensei wears that sometimes. And then I think they're really cool. Oh, the middle one, the green one, is actually our Northwest District Ministers one. So all Northwest District ministers and ministers' assistants have that green one. So yeah, it's really fun to see what different temples have. Unfortunately, our temple does not have a shikisho or wagesa yet, but my hope is that one day we will. But if we move forward one more slide, we have a very special one that I'd like to talk about, which is the Federation of Dharma School Teacher League, celebrating BCA's 125th anniversary, made this special Monto Shikisho and wagesa. So Yu-chan right now is wearing the child's version of it. Sensei is wearing the wagesa version of it. I don't have one yet, but I will get one at some point. It's very cool. It features a design of a bunch of different vegetables, animals, fruits, and it's kind of a theme of gratitude and itadakimasu, you know, homage to those that came before us. And so if you do not have a Monto Shikisho yet, or you want to expand your collection, you just want a new one, I would recommend getting this one because it's super special and it's for this 125th anniversary. And so if you want one, you can go online to the BCA bookstore and you can buy one. And this is the second shameless plug of my Dharma talk today. Buy more shikisho. The other thing I forgot to mention is that Iono-san is actually wearing a very, very special shikisho, which is the minister's spouse's one that you can only get if you're married to a minister. I know, I think it's cool. I've always wanted one, but I'm, not married, so I can never get one. And so I thought that to end, I'd end with a message from Sensei, since, normally we hear Sensei talk. So this is just a small clip that we'll play.
Do not forget to use the orange. We use orange when we do the dasho right night to this piece. Then also during the service, please wear the Monto Shikisho. If you have, make sure you wear Monto Shikisho correctly. Something like this. Yeah, if you have, please wear this at home. Then orange and Monto Shikisho, please remember these are not a toy. So don't play with this orange or Monto Shikisho, okay? Don't play with this. These are important Buddhist tools, okay? So I feel sad when I see someone who playing with them. So please make me happy. Then
Okay, so next slide. Don't make Sensei sad. They're not a toy, but please bring them to service with you every Sunday. And so that will conclude my talk today, unless there's any questions about Motoshikisho, Wagesa, or Onenju. If not, please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs. Okay. Do we have any announcements for everyone that's here and for our viewers that are joining us online? Okay, guess not. In that case, this will conclude the online portion of the service today. Thank you very much for tuning in to our children's service. We hope you'll join us for future services, either in Temple of the Person or online. Thank you.